Hello traders and welcome to Invictus Trading Channel. My name is Robert Sutu. I'm starting a new video series. This will be episode 1. My goal is to highlight things that took place in the previous week in the ES futures market and things that you could expect moving forward on a weekly basis. I will attempt to start producing these videos on a weekly basis. So, with that said, please remember that futures trading is very risky. A friendly reminder that derivatives trading is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not indicative of future results. With that said, I'll be conducting a top-down analysis, starting from the 6-month chart going down to the 30-minute chart. With that said, I want to point your attention to the 6-month chart. This is the volume profile, 6-month. It's been a very challenging trading environment, especially for the last 3 months, if you haven't noticed. One thing that I kind of want to point out is that on this particular chart, the value area high and the period high was kind of hugging each other and very close in relation to the location of the price. This area right here, right now is starting to kind of expand out and kind of create some distance. I think is going to be something similar to what we have over here from the period low to the value area low, and possibly we're going to target 43.62 with the extension of 44.25. There happens to be a big volume node right there, so I think this particular area could be of interest moving forward. Another caveat, the 41.39.50 POC kind of stayed in place. We have a composite POC around the 44.23 area. So those areas could be of magnet on price. But as of right now, the bulls are in solid control, and I continue to anticipate higher prices moving forward. 43.16 is going to definitely be a high resistance area for the bulls. If we break that, then we're going to have to anticipate 43.62. And if we don't find any sellers, aggressive sellers at this area, then it definitely puts the price for 44.25 or possibly higher. As we migrate to the monthly chart, we see a similar pattern. A big key area over here is 42.43 was kind of a double top, and we broke out of that. Right now, we're moving higher. The value area high, period high, and POC, as you can see, it's literally hugging this area right here. They're all kind of congregated over there. That indicates to me a possibility of higher prices as we move forward. Next area of interest again is going to be 43.50, that high volume node. We'll see if we break through that area. If we do break through that area, then 44.50. Unfortunately, there is a point of control up here at 45, 47.25. That could be the ultimate target and magnet on price. We're going to have to wait and see how price moves into that area. Again, 43.50 to 44.50 is going to be a strong area of resistance for the sellers. So let's see how price behaves around that area. But if we continue higher, then 45, 47.25 could be it. Once we turn off this magnet, then the 37.56.25 POC could be the next magnet on price. So right now we're in a very challenging area. I believe a lot of people are still short and they're still anticipating this to roll over. I myself isn't, looking at this to roll over here soon. But if it does not, we have to prepare for the contingency plan of 45, 47.25 being a possible target moving forward. All right, guys, as we take a look at the weekly over here, I want to point out a key area that we broke through. 42.43 again was very strong resistance, and we shattered that area. Right now, 42.63 and 42.81 are going to be key areas of support for the buyers. If those areas break, then we could possibly head back to 42.43 and try to find new buyers. I believe that right now, as 42.97 was the area where buyers kind of pulled back and couldn't go any further on Friday, we could see this area act as resistance. 43.12 to 43.33 was my area that I'm looking at for extreme buy side. I do believe that moving forward, we could possibly trade in a range and kind of just anticipate rolling over in this area, trying to kind of squeeze and develop and bring in more volume. As this area kind of develops, then we could either move higher or break down lower. If we sellers do take control, I'll be looking for a strong signal candle to push prices back down. But as of right now, I'm preparing for a range, and I am preparing for 42.43 and 42.63 to be support for the buyers. If that fails, then we could possibly target 41.90 and move lower. Another interesting kind of nuance on this is that the point of control is at 4190.75 over here, and the value area low and period low is kind of hugging each other. So that could be a magnet on price. I'll be waiting to see if this area shifts up higher, but if it doesn't, then anticipate a possible rollover targeting 4151 or this low volume node at 4120. With that said, again, 42.43 is going to be a key area that I'll be looking at for the buyers to hold on to. All right, guys, as we take a look at the weekly candlestick chart, we have a solid hammer candle forming, the solid tail wick, and buyers are in control. As we move forward, the easiest money and easiest target is going to be the 4,300 area. We do have a liquidity gap up there, as you can see, that's been there for a while. So definitely I'm looking at that area to be triggered. Once we do get that area hit, I'll be looking to see if we either have a strong reaction selling candle moving forward, indicating to me that sellers are reversing this. I'll be looking for something similar that took place around the 3,500 area back in October of 2022. If we see that, then anticipate a reversal. But as of right now, Max Pain unfortunately kind of points to higher prices. We have to be vigilant about that. Moving forward, the 43.50 area to 44.57 area could be an area of interest. Again, right now, the biggest thing is we kind of moved above the 50% line from the all-time high to the all-time low. That was at 42.22. That area indicates to me bullish momentum to the upside. Next target on that, the 75% area, is at 45.52. So that kind of lines up with that point of control that we saw on the weekly volume profile. Kind of interesting confluence level, but I don't like seeing things like that kind of lined up. So this area could be a price magnet. So if price gets up to that area, buyers will definitely be in solid control, but also they will create max pain for all the shorts. I myself have some short position, and if we get around that area, I'll be I'll be definitely thinking about reversing my position. Again, that 4,500 area is the key area I'll be looking at, but for right now, we're going to take it level by level. 4,300, 43.20, 43.51, and I'll be looking for sellers to move above that. If we go past 43.50, 43.60, then the next targets are going to be 44.57 and 4,500 area. As we take a look at the daily, we're going to be looking at, again, the 4,300 area, this liquidity gap right there. We're very close, so we could definitely see buyers target that area. R2 on the pivots is 43.46, so we could see that potential area be a target. So let's take it one level at a time. Right now, we're just in a very strong bullish momentum. This monthly VWAP continues to trend higher with price. For the last 2 months, we were just kind of stuck in this range, and VWAP just kind of traded, price kind of traded around VWAP, and right now it finally kind of broke out. But again, 43.20 area, 4,300, 43.20 area is going to be key area of interest. Above 43.50, we could see prices moving a little higher. We have a strong rising support line that we've had for a while since the October lows. We have bounced off that area a few times. We haven't touched it in a while. The 200 EMA has been a strong resistance level as well. So moving forward, if sellers do take control, I'll be looking for the rising support line to be taken out. As we look at the daily chart on the candlestick again, I like to incorporate the Bollinger Bands as well. The Bollinger Bands are now expanding, so that indicates to me bullish momentum and continuation to the buy side. Again, 43.20 area, very key area that I'm looking at. It's also the complete max on the Fibonacci retracement area that I use. So 43.27 is definitely going to be a key area that I'm taking a look at and looking for sellers to move in. If that does not happen, if we don't have sellers with strong momentum coming in, well, then prepare for higher prices. The 8-hour chart indicates the same thing, strong bullish momentum. We have a seller failure pattern that has taken place, strong breakout above 42.29. So now we got 42.90. 4,300 and 43.22. I'll be looking for a range to develop in this area, attracting either more buyers or possibly sellers moving in aggressively. Again, since we have such a big liquidity breakout right here, we're going to have to balance this out either with time or with price. Right now, we'll have to be vigilant and kind of just be patient and wait to see if this area turns into a range and we just kind of bounce around this area, attracting more buyers. 4-hour chart has been a very important chart to me. We've had a megaphone pattern that we've kind of had established over here. The breakout leg that we currently had, I put a Fibonacci extension tool on here. So essentially, we right now are close to the 76.4 extension. So one standard deviation of that, we're going to be right at 43.48. 200% puts it right at 4,500. So that could be 2 standard deviations from the breakout leg. Right now, I'm looking to see if this megaphone pattern kind of acts as resistance. Possibly look above and fail, and then I'll be looking for sellers to just take this back down into the 4,200 and 4,176 area. If that does not take place and we find resistance either at 4178 and 4157 area, and price just literally hits this area and bounces right out back into this area, then that's going to be a very strong bullish sign that buyers are not going to let this go. We have 6 rotations on this megaphone pattern. Max pain, I believe, is going to be underneath 4100. This area has had a lot of stops develop underneath this area, and I'd be looking for this area to be swept pretty quick if sellers take control. But again, right now, this 4178, 4160, 4150 area is going to be key area that I'm going to be looking at for resistance for the sellers and support for the buyers. If we bounce in this area and we go nowhere, well, then we could see prices kind of jettison higher and target the 4350, 4391, and possibly at 4418 and 4440 area. All right, guys, as we take a look at the 2-hour chart, I want to emphasize the fact that we have strong momentum. Right now, this 2-hour chart, I have it overlaid with a volume profile. Kind of helps me see little things better when I have the candlesticks and the volume profile overlaid. So one big thing I want to kind of point out on this chart is that 4297.75 area was very strong resistance, corresponds with this low volume node that we have over here. And buyers just ran out of steam Friday. Couldn't take price higher, so they just kind of paused. Now is where the real information is going to be coming. I'll be looking to see if the 4230 area holds as resistance for the sellers and support for the buyers. If that happens, then we could possibly see buyers kind of bringing in more volume through here and holding price above the 4230, 4224 area. If that happens, that's going to be very, very strong for the buyers and very bad for the sellers. On this particular chart, we do have 4230 as the value area high, pointer control at 4190, and the value area low and the period low hugging each other. This did not shift up with the price action that we saw Friday. That stayed steady. So right now, we have a big volume accumulation above the value area high, and we see nothing of that on the opposite end. So we could definitely see sellers trying to kind of bring in some volume in this area. But if that doesn't happen and buyers hold price above 42.24, well, that's going to send us some strong information that buyers will take this higher, targeting 43.61 and possibly higher ranges. All right, guys, as we take a look at the 1-hour chart, I want to emphasize that we did break out. Buyers kind of bounce off the 21 EMA. 21 EMA is above the 42.57 area. So this area, again, kind of highlighting what we spoke about earlier, could be a strong range. We kind of have the range area between 42.40 and 42.80. Price could definitely just kind of migrate and kind of trade sideways in here now, bringing in more buyers and more volume. And if that happens, well, anticipated prices moving higher. As we take a look at the 30-minute chart, again, we hit the upper extension range at 61.8. We have the 50% at, the 100% at 43.3150, and that could be a target for the price. But the biggest thing is the 200 EMA has migrated above prior week high at 42.2275, so that area could be a strong resistance area. We could definitely have right now just a solid range establishing in this area. We got the range right there, and price could just trade around that range. We could see either extension above, traps below, and then just volume bringing in as price balances out in this area. Ideally, if we move with the 43.20, I like to see sellers moving aggressively, 4,300 to 43.50. If we don't see sellers moving aggressively in that particular area with strong momentum, pushing price right back down below 42.22 and targeting the lower end of this area, well, that's going to send us a very strong message that the buyers are going to continue to be in control and they're not going to let this go. All right, guys. as we move forward, we're going to take it level by level. We're going to be patient, and we're just going to let the bulls or the bears give us an indication of things to come. If 4220 area breaks with strong momentum to the downside after 4300 is reached, then I'll be anticipating a reversal candle similar to what we saw in October, moving prices back down to 3700 area. If buyers hold price above 4220 and bring in more volume and balance out this area, especially the excess, if they balance out the excess with volume, then anticipate the 4400 areas and possibly the 4500 areas being the next target. If that happens, I imagine that's going to create max pain for the sellers, and the bulls are definitely going to be beating the bull drums again. So just be vigilant moving forward. We're at a very critical area. I'm definitely going to be cautious. So I want to thank you guys for your time. If you don't mind, please go ahead and like and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you found this information valuable. Also, there's a free Discord group. If you guys don't mind, go ahead and click that link in the description and join up. But moving forward, I'll go ahead and start putting out more content like this. If you have any constructive criticism, please let me know. I'd love to hear about it in the comment section. With that said, thank you for your time.